I remember where we ended. Let's work back from there. Let's see.
In a Mexican
Okay.
space standoff?
Yes.
We
Yes.
started at the hotel.
At the hotel, after realizing that Isabella and crew had been probably kidnapped. And so we make our way to, what was it? Golan, with the hope of a job and perhaps somebody who can help us with questions about how to get Isabella back. And we take the job, which is to get rid of, eliminate, neutralize, liquidate a troublesome merchant, troublesome sword worlder merchant who is fomenting violence and rebellion with his activities, and agreed to do exchange weapons for money with him, which would be the ruse, and set it all up and got it all ready to go. And then another crew of people showed up who had been there the whole time, probably camouflaged, and claiming to be the real captain just in time for the other captain to show up. So, and apparently now we also are getting a coded communication. I don't remember that from before, so I'm very curious. And I was entirely planning on watching them shoot it out. And that, I think, is everything, just about.
Yeah, and so here we are, and that gun battle has in fact began.
Somebody's on the bridge, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
a couple of us. I know I'm at the.
yeah, you have Lothak in the cargo, the loading ramp at the ship, and then you have your pilot, Chapman, actually still at the cockpit. And anyways, these two lookalikes, you're meeting this person to make a trade of arms from Nanteri Holdings, but it was a ruse to try to kill him and then take the money. That was the gambit. You did this reconnaissance of the place and set everything up in advance, and then sort of like Desert Gilly, like they are people nearby came up and pulled weapons out on them, and they have since started firing on each other. And just as that happens, Chapman, you receive an encrypted communication in the cockpit, a signal.
Right. Is there anything I can do with that? Do I have the means to crack that thing open and give it a listen, or is that going to need some time and attention?
Yeah, you could absolutely listen to it if you want. I suppose more so, you could just reject it. You could be like, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to listen to it. But yeah, you could absolutely open the channel and listen to check out the message.
The possibility of rejecting it, I wonder, is there any risk I would know of that could be incurred by choosing to listen to this? Like, could this be a vector for, a hacking attack? I don't know if that makes sense. And
yeah, it makes sense. Level. There's probably a chance, but you're not sure. You could also just hold it and not act on it.
I'll give it a listen. Throw caution to the wind.
Very well.
We're trying to reach you, but your ship's extended warranty.
I'm not this good.
You, all right. So, yeah, a lot of things all happen at once for you, Chapman. You're sitting in the cockpit. You're waiting for this to go down. And you expected probably, you were supposed to transfer the goods, and they had plastic explosives on them. And everybody was supposed to get turned to strawberry jam over here, and you all were gonna leave, and instead you hear gunfire. So just as soon as you hear that, this message comes up. If you open it, you get a message on your functional display in the cockpit instead of audio, and it says, in terse text, so like not complete sentences, Isabella, ragged ears, sept of King Glom, rude star, and then it gives you coordinates. And then it says 2 hours.
Jeez, okay. Shucks. I will take a look at what's going on out on the ground to see if my comrades are able to listen to me at all right now, if they're a little preoccupied.
You see dust getting kicked up outside in the wasteland, and rounds firing between two groups as they rapidly dodge towards cover. And your allies, this all happens in a matter of seconds. Let's pan back over to them. What do you all do?
Where are the weapons? Where are the cargo? Did we hand them over already?
No, and actually it looks like, I apologize, Shipley, you're with the cargo, right? Is what
I am on the gun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the big gun. Yeah, I forgot about the big gun.
The plan
Yeah.
was this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Kind of. Okay, we're cutting.
okay, let's get back on the ship, and I'm gonna tell,
Yes.
is it Chapman
Joel,
who's on the
was it
helm?
Yeah.
It looks like
As soon as all of us are in the cargo hold, I'm gonna say, take us up. Let's start an orbit of the firefight. And Shipley, stay on that gun, stay hot.
Okay.
You leave the money?
Well, we're not leaving. We're gonna.
We're adjusting
We
our
have the weapons. They have the money, just like it was before.
Sure.
Now we're going to wait and see what happens, and be ready to take off if we need to. But we're gonna get in the air,
Okay.
and I'll set up a. I'm gonna say switch to external speaker or whatever,
Okay.
and we'll get ready. We'll get ready to talk to them if we need to. But to take cover behind the cargo doors or whatever it is, and just get,
All right.
Do you plan to hover the ship, or do you plan to sort of like do a circling pattern?
a circle like a gunship would.
All right. You start dodging, dashing toward the ship, and presumably telling Chapman about all this.
Oh yeah.
And all right, and then they are going to they're going to shoot each other.
Sane.
Yeah. I mean, I see no way we're supposed to adjudicate this situation. That wasn't part of the plan. And I don't really care which one of them it is. I was just gonna say they all killed each other.
I have got to fix that. That's so annoying.
hard to read.
I'm gonna, as these guys are firing at each other, I'm gonna make my way up to the bridge and say, assuming Chapman has been appraising me of the situation, apprising me of the situation.
You're not
Can I
there
assume
yet,
that?
of note.
No, I know, but we're communicating.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take. I mean, yeah, I take your order about like being ready to, as soon as you guys are loaded, go into orbit, and I'll inform you that like
Not
by the
not
way, we
orbit,
gotta-
not
well,
orbit at the planet.
around in the vicinity. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. Just a circling pattern. But yeah.
And
Okay.
I'll quickly inform you we got a transmission that'll you'll find interesting.
Multiple solutions,
Yeah.
like the good. Take these drugs.
I'm actually not. I'm gonna stay on the. I'm gonna stay on in the cargo hold with Shipley. I need to keep my eyes on the situation.
One of them has gotten into that facility.
All right. So here's what happens based on what you're saying. You guys make it back to the cargo hold. You're able to lift off and begin a circling, like a holding pattern. And flying nearby, it's clear to you what's happening now, Chapman. As you look down from the cockpit, you can see that this has settled into a slog, just a gun battle where they're dug in. Unfortunately, there are vehicles on the other side of the facility, and they're brought up, and the first Captain Borgelson is loading the money into a grav car, a grav truck in this case.
Gotcha. As it appears though, the second group that had the ghillie suits, do they have any vehicles in sight?
No.
Alright.
So hang on, did Captain Borgelson the first brought the money with him,
Right.
right? Okay, and now he's loading that money back up, and presumably to get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's open up on them on that vehicle.
All right. What do I roll?
You can do that. You'll very likely destroy the money.
If I get ice
Destroy the
Aim
money.
real carefully, Shipley.
The only casualty.
Just,
Aim
just
for,
aim at the
for the canteens.
aim at the engine block.
I don't know if this
These,
thing
these aren't
aims
these,
exactly.
these aren't these
There,
aren't
there is a
a-
possibility
We need
that
to-
you'll destroy the money, but you can
Well-
do that. I just
in there.
Do we need to pull out a smaller gun? Can we get somebody out, like, I don't know if there's
No.
a position where the gunner
Listen, this
could
is an
go.
anti-vehicle weapon. Aim at the engine block. You're not aiming at the gas tank.
All
You're
right.
just disabling the vehicle. I mean, I don't know. You said it's a grav. I have no idea what that would be.
Well,
Maybe-
okay. Are they loading all the money onto one vehicle?
yeah, it's like a hard case that they had the credits in. So they put it onto
Yeah.
like a grav truck, and
What are they all? Are these vehicles armed with weapons, like turret weapons and stuff, or are they just vehicles?
they're armed with what looks like maybe light machine guns. Maybe from where you are, it's hard to tell, but they have some kind of like I wouldn't say like anti-aircraft weapons, but it could be something like as big as a laser carbine, as small as an assault rifle. Laser
I
rifle,
think Shipley
sorry.
should try shoot a vehicle that doesn't have the money on it as like a test to see like how bad it's gonna be. if
But somehow the game is rewarding.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll open fire on the non-moneyed vehicle.
All right, well, you utterly incinerate that.
Oh, that's a roll. Okay.
I would definitely cut into our projected
just-
profit margin.
well,
So
It-
Yeah, I mean, it's just like
25 millimeters.
It's just like an AC 130. Like you're over here hovering, and you just tuck 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 tuck, and this thing is just shredded. It's turned into mulch.
Like,
Okay.
let's outbid
Are they still trying to get on the other vehicle?
Yeah, the other vehicles are trying to flee and find some place that they can get cover nearby. Seeing now that they also face essentially an aerial gunship, so they're trying to find like a canyon or something.
Whatever one has Torgelson in it, right?
Like I,
You wanna-
Is he in the money truck?
Yeah. Yeah. So there are 3 vehicles. They're like grav trucks, and They look real like kind of like scrappy, you know, but they're grav vehicles. And you destroyed one of them. There's two more. It looks like the first person claiming to be Captain Bjorgulfsson got into the first truck with the money and his goons, two of them. And they are hurtling toward the northeast to try to find some like a canyon or something, some cover, you know, because now they're like, wow, we're being attacked by these people now.
Just blast them.
All right, I'm blasting them.
All right, I'll make you a deal. Because you're trying to like be precise. Is that the goal, to try to see if you can just disable the vehicle? All right. So if you roll a 5 or under, it's possible that you will just destroy the vehicle such that, I mean, you'll just tear everything up inside of it. There's no way to know. If you roll a, but you'll need to roll an 8 otherwise to hit. If you roll an 8, you do exactly that. You disable the vehicle.
Okay.
Dang it. you destroy the vehicle and the money, and you kill everybody in there.
Mission accomplished.
Mission.
Yes.
Another.
Whatever.
Well, we had to bring back.
That was all bonus money anyway. We're still going to get paid. It wasn't just.
We have
You're
to bring
taking this
back
really well,
proof.
Captain.
Listen. Sometimes it's fun to blow stuff up. Just carry on.
I'm gonna give.
We're gonna go down and scoop up the remains of Bjorgulfsson.
Let's see how the other Bjorgulfsson is doing.
Yeah, we gotta do something about him.
Yeah, it's turned into kind of a slog because they're undercover. It could take some time, you know, assuming one side doesn't retreat or the other.
Let's swing around and blast those other members of Bjorgulfsson the First's crew.
You're gonna
Not Bjorgulfsson the second.
No, we got to keep one around at least long enough to try to deal with.
Okay, we'll blast the rest of
The
Bjorgulfsson
guy's
the
trying
first.
to take cover next to the building there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're able to just hover right on top of them, and you mulch them as well. And that does end the gunfight.
Okay, let's stay hovering, and then we'll, you know, and then I'll just through the loudspeaker say, "All right, let's make a deal."
With the utmost nerve and audacity, the second Bjorgulfsson walks right out into the open, and he looks up at your ship with a gigantic gun pointed at him.
A deal?
I mean, you can't hear him. He's like down there on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Are you gonna you're gonna like land and or what's?
Yeah,
okay.
let's take her down and keep that gun on him.
Okay.
Same people heading out onto the ground as before.
Yes, I think that makes sense. But keep your. We'll go out with weapons drawn, not necessarily trained on them, but.
Ah, yes.
But,
Reassuring Banjo.
Not taking any chances.
You they just stand there. I mean, you have this gigantic gun trained on them, and it could just like, there's nowhere that they could hide. Maybe in the bunker, actually, would be an option, but they stand ready to face death, and they wait for you to approach.
So like I said, let's make a deal.
I'm not sure whether I should thank you or whether I should try to shoot you.
Same here.
He stops, takes a look back toward all the dead bodies, all the smoke rising where, you know, trucks have been blown up out in the distance, and I think you have all been played.
No kidding. Well, I'm listening.
That was
If you're
not
if you're Torgelson, then who's that other guy?
someone to be made to look like Dorad Borgelson. That means he was planted. That means the money was also.
Listen, can we just make this deal? Listen, there was one Bjorgelson too many 5 minutes ago, and we've equalized things now. All right, so
Agreed.
you're saying there's no deal? You saying there's no deal, or
He doesn't like this standing across business, so he as his men approach, get closer.
all right?
He says, "Who do you work for?"
Supposed to be working an arms sale here for what was it, Neiman? I don't know. I work for a lot of different people.
Oh, no.
Did you check the cargo?
I mean, usually don't make a practice of checking the cargo, but you know, the less questions asked, the better.
I'm not sure about that. I have lots of questions. He looks up into the loading ramp toward all the cargo. I wonder what's in those boxes.
Captain, do you want to have Lothak open them up for us?
You're saying there could be something bad in there?
Could be.
Well, let's get him off my ship then.
You have Lothak and everybody unload the ship.
Yeah, we'll roll him down a good distance away.
Okay. A good distance away, you unload all these boxes.
All
Want me
right,
to say
so
open them up, Captain?
Someone else who killed
I don't know. I mean, he's the one with the suspicions. Who's the one with the money?
Not me.
Oh, well, we're not just going to give these weapons away.
I don't think I'd want these weapons. I noticed, as I watched, the so-called Captain Borgelson also did not check the weapons.
Well, you didn't have a chance. We didn't even get him off the ship before you showed up.
And yet an exchange and an agreement was made. I would not have made such an agreement. He just walks over to one of the boxes, starts cracking it open.
I mean, I'm not going to bother reacting.
He cracks it open. He pulls himself up in a pull-up, looks into the box, pulls one out. It's an assault rifle, and he takes it, carries it back, throws it down in the dirt. This would be like, if you were getting purchasing, let's say the M16. Let's go with that one. And you were expecting to get something new, M4s, something modular, M16, like at least like an A2. Imagine getting a big load of rusted M16 A1s instead.
Okay. Well, it's seen better days.
I mean, historically, we've never moved quality product. That's not like...
This whole thing is a setup.
And what do you want us to do about it? I mean, we already blasted your enemy to pieces.
You did. I could walk away right now. Or you could use that. And he points toward the gigantic gun. But
Why would I want to do that?
you said that you were going to make a deal.
That's what we came here for.
I must admit, I'm not in such the great position to make deals lately, Captain. My ship has been taken from me. This is what remains of my crew, and we have slowly watched until we could make a move on some of the traitors here in the desert. And then it seems they found a lookalike for you to interact with instead of me. I think you're being used just like I am.
Used to make a sale of crappy weapons?
No, I think those are worthless. No, you were meant to make the fall for something.
I see.
Door open while Nikki was lying down.
Well, you seem to know a lot. Who are these traitors you're talking about?
A mutiny. Some of my enemies, the Asatro, they are zealots. They like to do what they think their religion requires them to do. They burn and pillage and they steal. And I'm not so much against that, but it's not always very profitable. I was thrown off my own ship.
Now, before we took this job, you know, they gave us a little bit of a rundown on you and your crew, just to help us let us know who we'd be dealing with. Is all this stuff true?
Out of character, what stuff?
Oh, he gave us like a dossier. I mean,
Oh, you like hand him the dossier?
I don't hand him the. I mean, I'll pull up a bit of it on my screen and on my data pad or
It's
whatever
you.
on my computer and just like all this stuff about your record, fomenting rebellions and profiting off of violence. I mean, I've profited off violence in my day, no doubt about it. But anyway, just wondering if this is all accurate or if this was ginned up too.
He looms over it as like if you're holding this thing and you just slide through the long list of crimes that he's done. You just like scroll and scroll and scroll to get this long list of crimes out, and you describe them. He just looms over it for a bit, and he's like, "It's mostly true."
Okay.
I'm gonna hit up the captain over whatever our earpiece kind of thing is and say, like, could we confer privately for a moment?
Yes.
Before you go, Captain, though, I will say that some of these things are only conveniently. They are convenient half-truths. I did not do all of these things. No. Some of these things seem to fit together in a way that works for someone.
All right. For who? Listen, I think we're on there's a situation I got to deal with on the ship. So, what do you want from me? What can I do for you? What kind of deal can we make right now? And then, we talk again later.
Well, it would be quite generous of you for me and my men to get to walk away into the wasteland to face certain death with the animals and barbarians of the waste that will certainly tear us apart and will starve
Right.
or dehydrate.
Right. I mean, I guess that means
that's assuming that you do not blow us apart from the air like you did my imposter. Alternately, we could work together and get to the bottom of this.
I see. Okay, you wait over there. And point like over there near the crates, and we got some stuff we got to do, and or you'll have our answer real soon. We have a spare comms device. Can we rig up like a spare comms
Yeah,
device?
yeah,
or
absolutely.
something? I'll hand it to him and put it on his own channel.
One of the Space
And,
Vikings is like, does anyone have anything anything to drink or smoke?
I think we still have some of the cheap beer left over. If
I'll
he's
look
brave
over
enough for that.
I'll look over at Marcello. Give the man a cigarette.
Well, I take a pack of cigarettes out of my my vest pocket and offer that man a cigarette.
He takes it, and then one of them claps the other one on the back, even though they're probably facing potentially just like certain death here, and it says, "Smoking near ordnance. That's not good for your health." And then they laugh and they walk over and wait to hear about their fate.
I can roll with these guys.
I like them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Captain, I'm about to strongly advocate that we blow them up.
We'll head back on. Well, actually, before we head back on board, well, how far away are the blown up vehicles?
Maybe they maybe only got like a kilometer away.
All right. Let's take a walk. We'll stay in communications. We need to get pictures of the dead guy. Okay. Actually, no. No, actually. Dang it. All right. I'm going to run back on board before we do anything else. Let's all assemble.
Huddle up, crew.
Yeah, crew.
So
assemble.
Assemble.
Yeah,
the
we need to-
captain
Hear me out.
thinks that Yukon, who he doesn't know, but he thinks the mastermind behind this, who we know is Yukon, was setting us up to kill someone he had planted there as Captain Bjorgolfsson, and then he believes that this whole fake assassination business was an elaborate distraction for something.
Here's the thing, though, is that like assuming this is the real Bjorgolfsson, his theory is sound given what he knows, but he's taking it at face value that we were actually here to make a real arms deal, and we weren't. So, like, the fact that we were given a dummy package of arms, that makes sense with everything we already know. Like, nothing has changed for us. I still think that, like, what we were set up to do with Yukon is entirely legit. Like, we are not the patsies here for anything. They were given the wrong intelligence about who Bjorgolfsson is.
But
like, if we
Bjorgolfsson doesn't have his ship, and Yukon believed that Bjorgolfsson was, or at least told us that Bjorgolfsson was a credible threat to his business. And the Bjorgolfsson number 2 that we're speaking with doesn't appear to be in a position to threaten anyone right now.
Yep.
I wonder if it is just the case of Yukon having outdated intelligence, or he didn't know about, a mutiny happening or something. I concede it is entirely possible that, like, our patrons have not been forthcoming with us about things, but I'm like, fundamentally, the job we were sent to do, all the elements are still there. If we are faced with the real Bjorgolfsson right now, we could still kill him, scoop up the remains, take it to our employer, finish this all up, walk away from it with our hands not clean, but
But here's the other deal: is we already have killed the decoy Bjorgolfsson. Either our employer sent that decoy because he doesn't actually want Bjorgolfsson dead, or somebody else sent the decoy who was not Bjorgolfsson. Either way, somebody sent the decoy that either expected the decoy to get killed or didn't know it was a fake arms deal. And either way, we've already fulfilled our half of what we were supposed to do. This guy out there, this other Bjorgolfsson, he wasn't supposed to be here. I don't know how he got out here. I intend to ask him that. I'll switch over to the other channel and say, hey, by the way, how did you get out here if you have no way back?
We made our way out in the waste slowly through the Free League. We were thrown out from our ship. making trades among the bandit kings. We have almost died many times, but we've slowly tracked the movements of the traitors and watched. We laid this ambush. We didn't expect, well, your interference. Also, another thing of note, to complicate matters, Chapman, you know, from looking at the coordinates, you can probably select it quickly and see that it is about an hour from takeoff to landing to get to those coordinates in the Free League. It's somewhere else on the supercontinent.
It's time to relay that to the captain and say, maybe we need to put a pause on this Bjorgul thing.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay,
Because we
well
got a
then,
time sense.
my decision is going to be as follows. We're going to take this guy with us, disarm him and his crew before they get on board, and make them stay in the passenger deck. Marcello and or Shipley, you're going to stay with them at all times, one of you, and just make them happy. Keep them smiling, keep them talking, keep them laughing. Because I agree with this guy. We got to get to the bottom of this. I just something's rubbing me the wrong way about it, and it might end up helping us with the Isabella situation. We'll see. Any thoughts on that? Before
I think we should also get evidence that we killed the dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or, yeah.
Yes, yeah. We
So we
take
can tell
pictures. We
Yukon.
take pictures. We show the wreckage. We show the bodies. We show his all that stuff. Yeah.
We offer them a lift, given certain conditions we insist upon makes us comfortable, like that they're unarmed if we do that. And just keep our options open and nobody dead who we maybe didn't want to be dead if we find out something useful.
Okay. Because here's the other thing is, okay, we're walking and talking now. Okay, and we'll walk back out the cargo doors. And wave to him and beckon for him and his crew to come over to the ring.
Something else happens.
A third captain.
And he's there to sell weapons. He's confused.
Where is my stuff? There it is. Here we go. All right. Okay, so you said you what do? You come out and come toward them, or you wave them towards you?
I wave them towards the ship.
They stop their laughing and joking. You can see them look over their shoulders, and there are these creatures that have come up out of the sand. At first it looks like they're some kind of serpent or worm that lives in the sand, but then you can see when they pop themselves up out of the sand that they do have a tail and legs, and they slither along the ground, and there's some sort of noxious fume that's pouring off of their body and come out of the holes that they came out of, and they start devouring the dead.
Okay, well, I beckon them to move quickly.
Yeah, despite
Get 'em on the ship.
their stoic attitude towards certain death, this is enough to where they do scurry onto the ship quickly.
And I'll say, your weapons.
He says, this is part of my religion.
Saw that coming.
Violence, ice, was sexually all together.
Look at him.
A series of questions.
You expect me to let people with your record on board armed? I just met you today.
After everything I've seen today, I expect nothing. He nods, tells them to turn over their weapons.
Okay, let's do a. I'm gonna pat them all down after they turn over whatever they turn over.
There's just this like
I'm gonna
10
take
minutes of you
whatever
pulling
they're.
off increasingly an
Yeah.
increasing number of weapons.
Yeah, that's exactly what
There's one
happens.
Space Viking with like 1,000 knives on him.
And I'll tell Chapman take us over to the wreck of that vehicle and set us down next to it.
Aye, Captain.
Okay, back to this map.
Hopefully those things are still going to be occupied devouring the dead for a bit before they come over here.
And is it going to be Chapman in the cockpit and Shipley staying on the gun?
Yes.
Okay.
We just need to just get a bunch of pictures of everything, especially his body.
And see if there's any surviving money.
Ah. Yeah.
Good thought.
We can't have blown up every single coin.
I'm so proud of you.
There's still like a few dollar bills that are like fluttering in the wind.
Right, drifting through the wind, yeah.
Nice.
Catching
Yeah.
them out of the air and stuff.
Yeah. So the good news is that these are like metal or some kind of composite or something, some kind of credit like that, and you do see chunks of metal sticking in places, some of them destroyed, some of them glimmering in the sand. You also see their burned and dead bodies and the wreckage of the vehicle still on fire and burning. That was kind of the major problem, as this thing was apt to explode with enough concentrated fire on the wrong places. And the vehicle is not... It wouldn't pass a safety inspection, and we can see why now. But anyways, I'm gonna Shipley. If you roll a D100, we'll see how many that's apparent that you can see, just like a general sense of how much stuff is out left that wasn't blown up.
Uh, 24.
Cello's going to go into the ship's store and see if he can find a rake. We just got to rake this money up.
We can't take too long here because we're on a bit of a timetable.
All right. Yeah.
Do you
So
want the money or not, Captain?
Listen, I appreciate your attitude, but I'm saying
We learned
here,
it from you, Captain.
and I'm you're all apt pupils. But yeah, we remember about Isabella, I say somewhat sheepishly.
that's awesome. So yeah, you look around and you do think that there are probably tens of thousands of credits just tossed amongst the sand. Now, you can probably grab some armfuls of some of it. But to try to get a lot of it would take time, and to get all of it would take equipment.
We don't have that right now. I mean, we know where this place is. We need to get these pictures and get out of here, actually, and grab whatever you can easily grab within arm's length and just go. And then, if some other form of scavenger finds it before we get back, so be it.
All right, you're able to grab armfuls of these things if everyone does 5,000 credits worth.
Nice.
And then if you head back to the ship,
All right. Well, let's head on towards those coordinates.
And what I wrote as the transmission, I hope I have this right. Isabella, Ragged Ears, Septive King Glom, Rude Star, 2 hours.
And then the coordinates, that's right.
Sounds like nonsense. Anyone can make heads or tails of all that?
I'm gonna show it.
Hey, Books, you're smart. That's why we call you that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Give this one
That's
a
right.
think.
Hmm. I mean, it sounds like a call sign.
Can you read
but-
that again?
I'll type it out, actually. At least as I wrote it down. And I'm like, is that a real word, or is that a word that's from A Song of Ice and Fire?
I'm gonna show it to. Let's ask Bjorgulfsson if he knows what this means. Any of it?
Yeah, where is Bjorgulfsson and his crew?
Well, I've got him now. I've got right now. They seem to be in the common area, the crew common area.
I'm sure
It's up
Lothak
to
is
you.
probably just asking them all kinds of questions.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'd like. Yeah, let's show them. They can be in there. That's fine.
In the common area. Okay, so when they come into the common area, all right, a couple of things happen, and then, I hear you say you're gonna show this to him. These weird random words. When they came onto the ship, Lady was going nuts, snarling and barking and growling. When you left the ship and came back, they're petting Lady and playing with her. And
I'll take that as a good sign.
Velez is like probably comes over to Shipley because Shipley stayed on the ship and then came back after the navigator seat. Velez comes over to Shipley and is like, Shipley, what is happening? What is going on, and who are these people? And I heard gunfire. Is everything okay?
Yes, there was. We came out to meet a contact of ours who we've just taken on board, but unfortunately we were attacked. We were able to, we're able to resolve the threat, and so there's no more danger. But this is our contact, and he's a little shy. He's had a rough life, so he'll excuse his manners.
They're speaking, I don't know, some reconstructed ancient Norse language, or what they thought it was at least, and laughing and playing with the dog and stuff. And Velez looks nervous. He's wringing his hands. He's like, do you think we're any closer to finding Isabella and everyone else?
I think we are. We've got some good information that we believe will lead to recovering her. When the captain gets back, we can take off.
That's
Hold
good.
on here. Hold on here. I'm assuming that Marcello's is in the room with these two. It occurs to me that maybe you could give us some insight into this phrase that we were given, which I can't make heads or tails of, but it starts with the name Isabella. Maybe it's in a code that you understand.
Oh no, this looks terrible. What does it mean? Where did you find this?
Crap.
It was transmitted to us by unknown parties.
Yeah, he just like slumps down and kind of starts weeping.
Velez, are you actually making some sense out of this message?
He looks up from his cupped, tear-stained hands, his eyes red, and he's like, "No. Oh, no. We should have just never left. We should have never left the Corps. We should have stayed. This was all a mistake."
Well,
Oh my
tell
God,
us
what
what it
does it
means.
mean?
We can try and help Isabella.
I don't know what
Yeah.
it means. This looks like some sort of ransom note or something.
No, that's what it looks
might have
like.
known.
But the only thing we know for sure is that this is a lead. It could be a bad lead, it could be a good
First of
lead,
all-
but it is a lead, and that's progress.
Yeah, and there's locals right there, right out there. And we need to ask them. They know what any of this
Right.
stuff is.
Yeah,
That,
it's clear to
King
you that.
Long.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sure. Sept King Lam. A sept is an Irish word. It's a word that means like an Irish clan or something like that.
Hmm.
Was there a King Glom
Sounds like a
in this
sword
world's
wielder thing.
history? Could be. Yeah.
All right, so let's go ask them now. Let's go and show them.
Yeah, so it's obvious that Velez doesn't know what this is, but it,
Microphone.
I'm sorry. It's obvious that Velez doesn't know what this is, but it it distresses him. It sounds very threatening. Meanwhile, panning the camera. So Bellamy, you take this message out to Captain Bjorgolfsson, maybe.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say that with a question mark until we know. And he looks at it and he says, "Oh yes, the ragged ears. Oh, is she tough? Is she a tough woman?
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh, good. She should last for a few weeks then."
Okay, but what does the rest of the message mean?
The Ragged Ears is it's a tribe. They are part of the Rude Star nation in the Free League.
Okay, and who's this King Glom?
He's the Grand Master, Lord General, and self-appointed King of Rude Star.
You know this guy?
I've met him before. He's fat.
All right. Does he respect you?
No.
Does he respect anything?
Probably a gun to the head. Good money, I bet he would respect. The carrot or the stick. Isn't that what everyone respects out here, Captain?
Seems that way.
But it looks, where did you get this message?
You know, from what I've been given to understand, it was sent just at the moment that you showed up and started shooting at our original contact.
I had been there for some time.
Okay, then, right when the firefight started.
Yes, he takes out his own. I assume you didn't strip him of everything, just weapons, but he takes out his own device, and he looks and he's like, "I don't think you'll have to take on an entire bandit kingdom. These coordinates lead to a slave market."
I see. So maybe it's going to be an auction then.
Is this a friend?
I'd have to say so. At this point.
The Ragged Ears, they do rituals to see if people can survive. People usually begin as slaves. And then if they are hardy, they can either live as slaves, or if they prove themselves, they could become a full member of the tribe. But they are savage and brutal people.
Nobody let Valis hear any of this.
Yeah. But somebody find out how much cash he has.
Ouch.
Yes,
Well-
I did some trading within Roodstar. It is one of the larger bandit kingdoms, different tribes, but never the Raggediers. I respect being able to survive in the wasteland of the Free League wastes, but I do not respect taking slaves, and I would, I refused.
Right. And you know, while we're in the air, what are your thoughts on what happened back there? You know, now that you've had a couple of minutes to think about it.
I think it depends a lot on what you know, Captain. I have already told you everything. I was thrown out of my crew by some traitors and usurpers, some zealots, people who are more interested in some very, crazy ideas of what they think is their religion. They're not motivated by guile or sense or profit or glory or they're madmen. And
How long ago did that happen?
I would say maybe 2 months ago. And I've been living in the wastes. But you seem like, he looks around, sees that this is just like your bog standard free trader. No offense, but typical, he thinks about the word, says something in Norse. A truck, a
Yes.
merchant.
Trying to be.
Typical imperial. I hope that doesn't, offend, especially being on your ship. But you seem like an imperial. You can hear the sneer in his throat when he says that.
Well, you're not wrong. But I'll tell you, you know, and I'll say this like loud enough to reach back into the bridge, you know. Speaking of what we know, the real reason we were sent out there was to kill Captain Bjorgulfsson.
I
I'm
see.
just gonna look at him.
And is it it's a good paying job? He steps like a step closer.
First address the
Sort of sweep my coat aside and show that my cutlass is ready. And I'll say, it is, but since fate was so kind as to hand us two Captain Bjorgulfssons, I figure we've taken care of the job.
He smiles. Who hired you?
Well, I think I already told you that.
You did not.
Yeah, you know, Neiman or whatever the name of it is, that corporation. Starts with an N.
Oh boy, hang on. Let me see if I wrote down what it is.
This galaxy has about 3,000 worlds, and every one of them has about 30 million corporations on it.
Nantary.
Nantary, yeah, that's the
Yes.
one. Appreciate it, Shipley.
No problem.
Nantary. Oh. A darling of the business association in Golan.
Yes. Well, we just go where the money seems to lead.
You know, Captain, I would find it, if I were on the board of the business association in Golan, and I worked with, let's say, a Space Viking that traded weapons from my company to bandit kings, and the Imperial authorities didn't know about that, just hypothetically, then if that Space Viking decided to leave the planet and go off and seek his fortune elsewhere, I would find it, especially if I were experiencing difficulties as a company on a world on the brink of civil war, just hypothetically, would find it very convenient if maybe that Space Viking were the cause of all those problems and could be blamed for it.
Yeah, you make a great point. I guess it's a good thing he's dead, like these pictures here show.
That is a good thing. He looks pensive.
Well.
He looks pensive. Looks like he's thinking for a moment.
I can't wait until this guy meets Isabella.
Let's
We're
hope
gonna
that
love
happens.
each other.
Yeah, so
you know, where are you turning me into this Nanteri holding? That wouldn't be a good plan. You know, they
my friend, it would have been so much easier if just to kill you.
Can you imagine if we came back and we were like, yeah, we instead of killing him, we decided to deliver him to you?
yeah.
No.
This
Delivering live bounties is not part of the contract at all. And if we wanted to kill you, we could have just exploded that crate of weapons you were leaning on, smoking.
Right. Yes. Well, now here I am, using up your precious ship's oxygen and being such an inconvenience, living on your hospitality.
Oh, I'm sure you're good for it.
I can't help but wonder where we're going.
Right now, we're going out to these coordinates to this slave market, and I expect you and your friends to make it look good. You know, we're gonna have to make a deal somehow out there.
He nods and smiles, and all the others, the other two smile too, and he's like, "You could do that. You know, if I had my holdout weapons, I could be even more convincing."
No.
Start laughing.
You know, my crew, they know I'm really at heart a soft, cuddly sort. It's hard for me to say no to people. That's the reason you're not dead. But, you know, they probably would I'd probably have to have an earful from them if I just hand you your weapons back right away.
Maybe if once you turn me into the slave broker, and well, could be useful. But who knows? The Raggediers, they're canny people, so who knows if we can even land? We'll see.
Well, someone sent us that communique.
Speaking of which, how close are we gotten at this point? Since I think we've been on our way.
Yeah, absolutely. You are ready to set up an approach. Nearby, there is a noxious, poisonous lake and a cavern. You see no other feature of note here. You do see kind of indications where perhaps vehicles may have crossed this area, but there are parts of the waste where that happens, where you just see tracks that have been left for a long time sometimes.
While stuff is going on, I would like to be scrolling through my pad and looking at the faces of these whoever these guys are, and just see if I can put at least confirm that they're actually part of the crew, or at least try to.
You don't have any information on his crew, but Marcello could probably do something with that.
Have a job for me, Captain?
Yeah. See if you can
Did show that he had called.
cross-reference these faces here. See if you can check out the
Uh,
planetary network. We'll see if there's any information about recent information about
these
Bjorgulfsson.
faces here, these images of the is it? Are we looking at the other captain's crew or the other guy's crew?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Which
basically.
faces are we talking about?
So I was under a misapprehension then. I thought we had like a dossier on not just him, but his crew, but his ship's crew and all that kind of thing. So if that's not the case, then it's not. It's a different request. I suppose then the request should be see if you can get some info from the planetary network about this Bjorgulfsson, like anything from within the last 3 or 4 months.
Right. I think that I can do that.
Okay.
Um,
So you'll be able to find some information out for sure, but if you want some of the information not available to the reading public, you'll need to pass a 8, or for you a 7, a computer 1 check.
okay.
Oof. All right. So, yeah, unfortunately, you do get the sense that, so there are reports and information, like you're able to find things like, you know, information from the police, like that this person is a criminal, and even like a wanted, like you know, information, like wanted information about this person. But it seems like everything about him in the past few months has suddenly just like, and you're having trouble finding things.
Captain, I can see some basic information. I can pull it up from civic records and state records and so on here, and some news feeds and so on. But past, I don't know, starting 3 months ago, the trail goes totally dead. It's like a blank slate. I mean, unless
Yeah.
somehow the authorities, you know, shut off the news media or something like that. I can't explain why there are no reports of him.
Yeah. Well, that lines up with what he told me.
What did he tell you?
That his crew mutinied and chucked him off a couple of months back, and he's been surviving in the wilderness with his 2 mates out there since that time.
Got it.
I'm a little unclear
So
how it is
he's been-
he found out about this particular deal, but anyways.
They're not. Sorry, I couldn't be of any more help.
No, it's fine. I mean, it is helpful.
All right, so you
All
see
right.
the lake and the cave. Where do you all go? What do you do?
A D&B photo and fill on Wynn's name matches the person in the spreadsheet.
Shipley.
Yes.
They know what it's sitting.
Wait, who has is it Marcello and Books who've got the 8 social?
Shipley and Marcello.
Shipley.
Yeah.
All right, Shipley. Go keep those other 2 company and tell Captain Bjorgulfsson to come in here.
All right, I'll go inform Captain Bjornsson that the captain wants a private captain-to-captain conversation, and I'll stand by to kind of chat with the two goons.
Have them teach you some of their drinking songs. They're famous for that.
Yeah,
Are
we'll
we
start
the
singing
goons?
songs, and I'll introduce them to the case of crappy beer that we had left, kind of stuck gloomily to the floor of the hold.
Unimpressed.
That's awesome.
And yeah, when he comes in, I'm gonna, point out the viewport, say, where to.
Well, first of all, as soon as Captain Jorgelson leaves, and you point out the beer, one of them's like, "Oh, that McClellan soup is disgusting," and the other one's like, "Well, it's not like we can choose or anything right now. We are ghosts. Let's drink. Maybe if we drink enough, we cannot taste it." And
That's a good selling point. We should use that.
You drink
that's the
enough, you
motto.
can't taste.
It's really filling that natty light like space. Like, just drink enough of it, and it won't matter. Okay, so yeah, with they gladly take things to drink, and they talk. Actually, do you what is there anything that you ask them, or anything you want to know?
Yeah, I'll ask them about let's see, I'll ask them about the mutiny.
Yeah. Yeah. Hans and I, we were not actually very popular among the crew. We were taken on very, very late, and we were just loaders, not warrior class of Space Viking. It was his first mate and his officers. They are religious types, if that makes sense. And they believe that fire and war should devour the Imperium as a revenge for what the Imperium did to the sacred sword worlds during the war.
I see.
The captain, he kept them sane for a long time, but eventually we got far enough away, and this place, no one would see or hear what happened here, and that was a convenient place to take over the ship.
I asked them how they came to be at the same exact location where we're having our arms deal. If they'd been in the wastes for 2 months with no contact.
We did not know about an arms deal. We were tracking vehicle movements, outposts, listening posts, watched the movement of the traitors, how they interacted with the... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't say anything. But yeah, if they were tracking the movements of the traitors, is that where the duplicate captain came from, or was he an external?
Right, never seen him before. That was strange. He looked just like Captain Borgelson. Maybe better looking.
Nice.
The other one's like, Captain Borgelson, he looks like he was strapped to the outside of the ship and left flapping for a while.
I assume these guys are no better looking.
Their mother would probably have to try to appreciate them. But they don't look as ugly as Captain Borgelson. That looks like he was just raked across the face or something. So, are you going to kill us?
I don't think so, unless we have a reason to or are getting paid to.
Do you have a blade?
Me? Yeah.
He nods toward the blade. He says, if you're going to kill us, at least make it entertaining.
I'll keep that in mind.
All right, I'll pan the camera over to Bellamy, and you said you point out and say where do you go?
Yeah.
He points on the sandy portion of the lake that abuts next to the cave, the cavern entrance.
Land a ship there?
Yes, you could land a ship there.
Well, Chapman, give it a shot.
You're such a good
Captain.
lander.
Yeah,
Chapman.
no pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, after that last one, you really impressed us all.
Yeah, you. This
I mean,
should be easy for you.
you honestly,
You know,
it was surprising
Of course,
how good that was.
today's been pretty crazy. I'm a little shaken up, I'll admit.
Oh, no false modesty from you.
All right, you'll have to
You
pass
always stick the landing.
Nice. You'll have to pass a 6 pilot check. Not to just
Is
land
that-
entirely, but we'll see what happens if you don't pass a
Is that
6.
6 below or 6 or above?
6 or above.
I got a 3.
Oh no! Oh no!
Close that. You sneezed.
Oh.
You distracted me.
Full effect sneeze.
You
Yeah,
hear?
Did we jinx you?
Let's see what got damaged on the ship, and how.
Hopefully the beer.
Might be.
The beer system. What do you have to roll for that?
Okay, I got a 5. That's interesting. Let me think about that. I think I know what it would do. You come in and land and you brown out, so you end up landing on the side. So the ship is like kind of like goes like this into the basically it was much harder to land here than you thought, and you question when Borgelson says a ship could land there. You wonder what he means, because it is like a soft sandbar. And the ship essentially kind of sinks part of the way sideways in the sandbar. And you can hear, you all of a sudden get a bunch of warnings on your displays. And it's like, a door's open, one of the gear's out, and you check and you're confident that it's working, the gear's working, the door's up. And what it is enough of this goop has covered the it's called what's it called? Sensor management, but pressure and proximity sensor management. Is something close to the ship? Is a door open? And now that system is going haywire, and it's going to send you erroneous messages until that's fixed.
Well, practice makes perfect. Can we straighten this sucker out?
Everybody rush to the other side of the ship and jump.
That's hilarious. If you do that and you have any significant cargo, didn't you keep some? Oh yeah, you have the gun. If you take the gun over there and do that, it works.
Okay.
But that takes like 20 minutes too.
The sword whirlers probably think we're insane.
All right.
Yeah, we
so-
do this every landing for good luck.
Yeah.
The ship, like, but it's still a little wonky. Like it's a little sideways the other way with the gun now, like slid across the cargo bay. But yeah, it's you could probably get the door open.
Yeah. Well, let's do that. Let's everybody arm up.
Yeah, you want I should stay at the helm or come along with?
Still with us.
I think you probably ought to stay on the helm.
Anybody want? What did I buy last time? An auto rifle?
I forgot my own.
Just aim for a family that
I've got one of those, but yeah. We'll take along an extra one. Who's not carrying a rifle or a long gun? I mean, if everyone's full
I've
up,
got a
then
rifle.
Glad to know we're all well armed.
yeah, that's
I've
good.
got a carbine.
All right. When you exit the ship and come out, well, what do you do from there? You were gonna do what were you gonna do with Velez, with Borgelson? What's the plan? You can see inside the cavern, and you can see people with primitive rifles, like
Um,
and
we
bludgeons ahead.
I think Velez should stay on board. The less panicking and crying, the better. And we'll take our 3 new passengers with us, and we got to make it look good. Can we see? Are there other people approaching? You say you can see people with rifles. Are they like stopping people at the entrance and taking their weapons, or what are they doing?
It looks like they keep all of this further in the cavern.
Let's just approach.
uh,
Well, let's bring these guys' weapons with us as well. Do they all have holdout pistols, or is it like just Jorgelson?
they all have weapons that they can conceal if you give them. They have daggers and holdout pistols.
Yeah, let's do that. So then the plan is, we're gonna try to sell you, or I'll put you up on the block. I suppose. And then as soon as Isabella looks like, I don't know, what do you all think? I don't want to be too rash about this, but I don't want to have to pay tens of thousands to get her back either if we can avoid it.
We could split up and have 2 different people bidding, or 2 of us bidding. I mean, I know that would drive the price up, but I think it might discourage anyone else who's trying to compete.
And also, we can start with the whole guns blazing, triumphant rescue once we're actually we've quote unquote bought her and we're about to hand the money over. All we need to do is just bring her within proximity of the ship to quickly load her on.
All right. All right. I'm gonna get the holdouts to these fake captives here. I can put some loose, fake bonds around their wrists that they can shake off if they need to.
All right. Yeah, you. All right, let's do it. So you.
I'm gonna say, hey, think on the fly. This is all gonna happen fast, probably. So be careful.
You see that this person here is holding a weapon. You see more people further in with weapons. Some people are guarding places. You can hear noise ahead down this corridor. There's kind of a crowd there. It looks like this goes into some kind of private area. It is not guarded. This person notices you. He's wearing like a hood and just like a robe and scraps of leather and stuff with shells for the primitive single loading rifle that he has, and a jagged rusty blade. Underneath the hood, you can see this person is very short, maybe, well, not very short, I'll say, but like he's probably like 5 feet tall, and the skin is mottled and green, something, and he's missing a lot of teeth. This person, this place. Go ahead. Sure, go ahead.
Is he recognizably human, though?
He is recognizably human. It's not an alien, but this place has badly affected this person, and maybe irradiated or mutated. But anyways, comes up to you and he's like, "Who are you? Are you here for the market?"
There we are.
What do you have?
3 able-bodied, right here.
Good. How much money you want? He starts looking at him, starts appraising him.
I don't know. I was thinking about $5,000 for each. What do you say?
Ah, $5,000. Looks at him. Oh, they're big. Yeah. Maybe. All right. I have to take him to the broker.
Well, wait, hold on a second now. We gotta separate from them? We worked hard.
Oh, all right. Follow me, and he leads you. BTT will let me. Uh-oh.
Yeah, well,
It's frozen. Start over. Well. Can you guys hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you and the music.
Lost connection reestablished.
Alright. I don't know what it's doing. But, let's see here. There is, a person. They bring you into a door, into like an area with pins, with like all the different slaves. Most of the slaves are these kind of like, I would say like degenerated humans, like or mutated, or their lifespan is probably not like very good. Like these people are not in a good way, and all of the people in the pens are similar, similarly marred by the environment of this place. It tells you, even though I don't know if anybody has like a Geiger counter, that they must have some kind of radiation or some sort of environmental problem here as well, that you haven't detected. 'Cause it's not like Walston or 567918 or one of those places where it would make you sick, to where you can feel it. But anyways, he takes you to someone, and he comes up, starts appraising these people as well, and he's like, "This is a good find." But he comes over and he's like, "Where'd you come from?" You come from Golan?
Yeah, we had some business out of there. Got into a bit of a firefight in the desert. Ended up with some prisoners. Can't really afford the life support. contact of ours told us about this here event, and so we figured, hey, good luck for us.
Good. These are good. He slaps one of their arms.
You're not going to put them in here with all of these offerings here. You must have a place set aside for the better stock, yeah? It might be in the market too.
He thanks for that. Thinks about that for a moment. He's like, you're right. It'll happen toward the end of the auction. And he puts them over in a pen. You can see some taller people, and you think you see Isabella and the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people.
Wow.
1, 2,
Wow.
3, 4,
Damn.
5, 6, 7 people.
Oh wow. Gonna be fun getting out of here.
We have to really. We're gonna hide our faces as best we can, and I'm not gonna give any message to. I'll leave it up to Bjorgulfsson if he seems like a discreet fellow.
All
If he
right.
wants to try to communicate anything to them.
Why would he communicate with Isabella? He doesn't know her.
He doesn't know.
Like to pass a
That's
message
true.
or something, But yeah,
But as he's walking away, I'm just gonna, I don't know, wink at. I mean, I already told him to be ready for action or something. So whatever signal we send is going to be pretty simple.
they're playing along really well, and kind of playing down their usual reckless, gregarious, death fetish approach to life, and instead they're acting like slaves. So they're playing along pretty well, playing their
All right.
part.
I never would have imagined.
I guess they want to live.
Or kill enough on the way out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
At this he comes back and he's like, "You can enjoy the rest of the auction. Maybe you find something you want."
Yeah. Good idea.
All right, they escort you to the auction site, and a bunch of people are brought up here to be auctioned off, and they're purchased mostly by locals and usually by groups. However, you see one group of people in here that is not like the others and very odd. You see people here in plain utilitarian garb, like khaki, and you can tell that they're Imperial military. I mean, you all look at them and you can tell, and they look back at you and they see the hardware on you. They can tell you're travelers, and they can tell that you know who they are.
On and
I'm gonna stroll over. No, I'm gonna actually no. I'm gonna say, hey, fellas,
team swept.
Marcello, Shipley, Marcello, go work your magic.
Captain, you're always pushing me into these things.
Well, start failing, and I won't do it so much.
This is a great time to start.
Yeah, but don't start now. Yeah.
Timing. Perfect timing. Okay, so Marcello makes his way through the shoulders of the
Just
crowd.
one quick thing, just see if you can figure out what they're here for.
I think it's pretty obvious what they're here for.
I mean,
What's your theory?
I think they're here for slaves. I think they've got some things going on they don't want, or that might be difficult to justify to Imperial citizens.
All right, well, Marcello shoulders his way through the crowd and approaches this party. And when he comes within, 6 feet or so, he kind of nods his head, greeting, and assesses the reaction.
Some of them, one nearby curtly nods as well, and and they will try to ignore you, but if you start approaching them or come nearby, one of them will turn and be like, hello, stranger. I don't think, have we met? I don't think we've seen you here at this market before. I see you're a traveler also.
That's right. We are travelers. You don't have a look of the locals yourself. We're here to bid on some slaves.
How do you
We
do,
actually-
fellow slave owners? Bag any good slaves lately?
That's right. That's right.
This is not how I
That's
thought the day
right.
was going to end.
Do you have your eyes on any of these lots here?
One of them kind of pipes up nearby and he's like, actually, we came to sell. Maybe you'd be interested in. And then the one that's talking like turns and like, you know, glares, like shut up, you know, like gives a shut up glare to this person and then is like, yeah, we're more interested in selling actually. But it's, you know, business is good. And you're here to buy. Maybe, I think you might like what's on offer.
Indeed. And we've got the money to buy. Outsider to outsider, care to give me perhaps a little tip, a little hint as to who you might be, or you know, your wares you might be offering.
We rounded up some competitors to the tribe out in the Free League, and they were inconvenient to keep around. So you'll notice that they have a tattoo. It's a symbol of a sun with a blade striking through it.
Oh, you're talking about the religious zealot. Is that right?
He looks, you know, like there's no look of recognition. He's like a religious zealot.
You know, when we were making our way through that crazy crowd in front of the civic administration building, yeah, we saw a whole bunch of them. I think weren't they wearing red robes?
Oh, I'm sorry. You're saying that out of character?
I'm saying that in character.
Oh, and to them, they don't know. I don't think they, red robes. I'm kind of lost. I'm sorry. You're talking about
The red sun? Or the orange sun?
Orange sun.
Oh, he gives you the same expression. He's like, I'm sorry, friend, but I don't know anything about any, religious zealots or red robes. All the people I saw when I got here were people from the Free League, from the deserts. I'll give you some advice, though.
Sure.
He comes in and leans close to you, and he's like, there's no need to be asking any questions. Just come to buy what you're going to buy and sell what you're going to sell and get out of here like the rest of us.
I nod my head.
We look like such amateurs. It's obvious this is our first time owning people.
All right, so, yeah, is there anything else you want to try to ask him?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right,
They're selling. They're selling Isabella and her crew.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not.
It sounds to me, I mean, this is out of character, but it sounds to me like whoever it is that's the source of that orange sun are also the same, maybe the same groups, the same like tribals or whatever that are you know, getting captured. Like it might
All
be
right.
some, I don't know.
All right, so
Yeah.
they it takes this entire awful thing to watch to get to the very end before they finally bring out Isabella, and you can see Captain Borgelson and his crew kind of like dead last. They were
Quick question. All you have a bunch of faces out here. Is this just the crowd, like of other buyers?
Yeah, so these are the people that you know are Imperial military, and Marcello, after talking to him, you can tell this is let me check before I say. Yeah, that's a Navy prick, because you met many of them as a Marine. So these are Navy men from the
Right.
Imperials. Now they might be like, you know, a local patrol or whatever, or maybe part of this Iterate Control Authority, you know, ICZ or something. But they're Imperial military, and then you have like locals.
Okay. How many people in this room are obviously armed besides us?
Everybody.
But all with those like primitive bolt action?
Yes.
Okay. And what about the Imperial?
Cutlasses and submachine guns and pistols and close fighting type things.
All right. And then how do these slaves deals, how are they going down? Like, is there someone with a, who is there, when a bid happens, what happens after that? Who gets the money? Where does the money go? Where do the slaves go?
Yeah. So most of it happens by, there's not lots of bidding. So what usually happens is there's a group, maybe like little tribal elements or little bosses or petty kingpins, and they show up, and there'll be like a dozen of them at a time, and they'll bid for a lot that they want, and then they'll take them, and then they just they'll leave. But a lot of people are hanging around just to watch, and then after that happens, they will head out to this atrium and head back to the lake and load up on ground trucks and ground cars, and they will head back out into the wastes.
Where does the money change hands?
Yeah, that's a good question. At the edge of the atrium, on the way out, near the pins.
Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
So the time comes, and you can see wearily Isabella, who looks like she has been through hell, as well as all of her colleagues, gives you a look of recognition, almost wondering, and I can't imagine. I wonder if how this would affect Bellamy, but she basically, you can tell she looks at you, and the look on her face tells you that she thinks you're probably just profiting off this and that you're in on it.
I don't think I have time to process her look just yet, but
Sure.
I'm sure it's you know, having an impact. Nonetheless, I know the truth of the matter. We're risking our lives.
Indeed. Yeah. So and then something happens. So the bidding starts, and you notice, like most of the active bidders, they've left. So it's clear that you're here for, you know, these, and then you're here to sell these. Is kind of, you know, it's obvious to them. You see a look of recognition on the faces of these Navy men. They can see that these are Imperials, and in a kind of frantic and desperate, as they look, and you look over and you can see that this go down. Like, oh my gosh, they're gonna know if these travelers buy these people, they're gonna find out who we are, and they start bidding, and they're like 2,000 credits.
It's 2,000 for all four.
Yeah, you could say this kind of is an abstraction of like the whole lot. So, but the actual price, no. It's probably, we could just say that price is, and let's just go with that. It's multiplied by like 10, so it's starting at 20,000, because they're gonna bid, per lot of these. But yeah, no, it's for, what is it, 7 people?
7 people. Yeah.
1,
So
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 people. So I'll just say, and I'll start using tens of thousands to kind of represent that bidding process. So they start with like 20,000, because they want to, they're probably going to kill these people, because they're like, man, if they buy these people, they're going to find out about us.
Well, since we have no intention of paying, I have no problem bidding. So 30.
They look over at you, and they're like 40,000. And then
it has to be.
Oh, go ahead.
It has to be multiples of 10.
No, I mean, raise it up as much as you want. I don't care.
Well, can it be like?
30,001.
Can it be? Yeah.
Yeah,
They're going to be the assholes who do that.
Yeah, I mean, I will.
You drop 100K?
No. I'll say 40.
Okay, so you say 40,000. They say 50,000.
Oh, he already said 40. So whatever.
Yeah. All right, they say 60,000, and this he yells out, okay, and like everyone stops talking and everyone just gawks at this, like, 60,000. Nobody here has ever seen 60,000 credits.
Yeah. 5.
What'd you say?
65.
70,000 credits.
75.
80,000.
God.
85,000.
And now there's just like mumbling, and hushed whispers, and at this they stop and they wait for a while, and the count starts, going once, going twice. Sold 85,000, and they prepare to, all 7 of these people, and then they bring up the Space Vikings.
Yeah. Okay. As soon as they start walking us back to where things are supposed to happen to get paid, that's when I'm going to nod at Bjorgulfsson.
All right, let's head out there.
Wonder if that other bidder was also not planning on paying, and that's why they were going to an equally insane number.
I need to fix these numbers of people, but yeah, Borgelson whips out a pistol, and immediately he shoots this guy, this bidder, in the head and kills him, and all of a sudden there's a panic, and that's where we'll end for the night.
Perfect.